What's up, New York? I'm H. Diggy, and seems like we've been here before. This week, we're coming to you from the scene of the memorial for Kamani Gray, a 16-year-old youngster shot dead 7 times by New York City's finest just days ago. I have a list here, people, as we begin the program, of people over the years, members of our community, that have been shot dead by police. In 1984, Eleanor Bumpers in the Bronx, she was a 68-year-old grandmother with a mental illness, and police said she lunged at them with a kitchen knife after they broke down her door to evict her. In 1996, Aswan Watson, right here on Church Avenue, he was shot 18 times as he sat in a stolen car, and police said he was reaching for something under the seat. No gun was ever found. In 1999, Amadou Diallo in the Bronx, he was shot 19 times. Police said his wallet looked like a gun. He was unarmed. In 1999, Gideon Bush, he was a Hasidic resident of Brooklyn. He got shot 2 times. He was mentally ill, and police said he went after them with a hammer. 2000, when Patrick Dorisman, another resident of Brooklyn, was shot 1 time in his chest by an officer who asked him where they could purchase marijuana. In 2006, everybody remembers Sean Bell in Queens. He and some other brethren were in a car, and they said they thought the men in the car had a gun. In 2004, Timothy Stansberry in Bed-Stuy, you know, he was on the roof. Police said his gun accidentally discharged when he opened the roof door. 2012, Ramarla Graham in the Bronx. If you remember, the police chased him from the street into his house, into his bathroom, and killed him there. He was trying to get rid of some marijuana he had in his pocket. In 2012, again, Ronaldo Cuevas in the Bronx. His family's bodega was being held up, and he was running outside to what he thought was safety. Instead, he was shot dead by another member of the NYPD. My question is, when is enough enough? When is it going to be too much? How long are we going to accept this kind of behavior? I was talking to a young lady the other day. She's 18 years old, and I asked her a question. I said, how do you feel about police? She says, I should feel safe, but police in my neighborhood make me very afraid. Well, this week we're going to talk to some people on the sidewalk, see how they feel about police in their community, to see how they feel about the loss, or the senseless loss, of another young life, to see how many times they're going to march up and down, how many times they're going to shout, and if we're actually going to do something about something. All right, so stay tuned, because we're going to be bringing you all of that, plus much more, right here on What's Up New York. What's up, New York? H. Diggy speaking to another concerned resident. All right, tell me how long you lived in the neighborhood.
I've lived in this neighborhood since 1972.
Wow. And have you seen this neighborhood transform in those years?
Oh, from those years, it has gone down to the dirt. It's very bad. In the 70s, it was nice. The streets was clean. The police was patrolling the neighborhood. Now, nothing. No police officers patrol our neighborhood. So the crime has been rampant. The youths are on the street with the drugs and everything, and as soon as they see a youth running or something, they totally just be misbehaving and, you know, harassing the youths, especially when we are African American.
Now, out of this list, how many incidents do you recall personally?
Eleanor Bumpers, Amadou Diallo, Sean Bell. Basically, that's it.
Yeah. So, now, out of those incidents, which one to you was the most egregious?
The Sean Bell case.
Why is that?
because it was sad, because he was enjoying himself before he got married. And lo and behold, when he left the party that night, the cops killed him.
Now, as a young person, how old are you, first of all?
18.
All right. Now, as a young person in this neighborhood, do you feel safe?
No, I don't feel safe at all, because the NYPD, they're supposed to be protecting us, and instead they're killing us. And I can't walk down the street with a police officer see me reach in my pocket for something and think I'm reaching for a gun. So I don't feel safe at all.
What do you have to say to, if you could talk to the police commissioner, the Brooklyn DA, what would you say to them as a young man?
I just don't feel like what they did was right. I feel like they did the wrong thing. They took the wrong step. They could have done something else about it, and now we want justice.
Have you ever been stopped by NYPD?
Yeah, yes.
And what were you doing when you were stopped?
Nothing. I was on my way to school, and the detectives hopped out on me, and they just grabbed me, and they told me to come here, put my hands in the air, and then they searched me because they said that someone had recently robbed an iPhone, and I had on track pants. So the person that robbed the iPhone had on track pants, so they assumed that it was me. So they stopped me, frisked me, and searched me, and they didn't find anything.
Have you ever been stopped and frisked?
Yeah, I got stopped and frisked one time.
What were you doing?
I actually got locked up in my cousin's apartment building for like basically standing there. They just asked me if I had an ID. There's like the scent of weed in the hallway. They asked me if I had an ID, and I said no. And then they locked me up. And they roughed me up a little bit, but you know, that's what
that's part of the territory, right? You think that's acceptable?
They do it to you in whenever, like, you know, when they stop you, they're gonna do it to you. So why even bother?
How old are you, first of all?
I'm 29 years young. Thank you very much, brother, for doing this. Yes.
You mind giving your name?
Sure. My name is Brandon Correa. I'm a musician, activist, and actor. I go by the name of Erie Canal. Born and raised in upstate New York, and I've been in the boroughs probably for about 2 months now, on and off. And yeah, you already know, man.
All right, so let me ask you a question, man. You're a newbie to this.
Yes. Yes.
So based on what you see right now,
right,
what you're hearing, what you're experiencing,
yes,
how comfortable do you feel as a man in skin of color?
As a man in my skin of color, I feel very comfortable. However, I feel attacked. I feel as if there's an offensive that I'm not aware of that is designed to keep my rebellious spirit in check. However, what I'm rebelling against isn't defined, so it can look like chaos or things like that. But I feel good. I feel, it's funny, we were talking about the police presence. My people, I feel good around my people. I feel good in the hood. I don't care how much drugs is being sold. I feel okay there. When I see those coming from outside, I wonder what their intentions are, because they don't live here. So they don't need to make it safe. They don't care about safety here, because they don't have to live here. So I feel wonderful in my black skin. I feel like there's some people who would like me out of my skin, though. Yeah.
Now, 7 shots. A 16-year-old boy who was begging them not to shoot him anymore, and according to some reports was already down on the ground. He got shot in his axillary, which is his side, and his posterior, which is his back. Now, if I am pointing a gun at somebody, I would fear, unless I'm a contortionist, you know, I'll be face forward. So these shots should have been face forward. Yeah. Now, any person with logic, as a logically thinking person, which you seem you are, does this make sense to you?
Not at all, not at all. And I believe that there's one phrase that's coming out of these happenings. There is no sanctity of human life in the United States of America. This is not just New York, but in New York, definitely. Life is no longer vital. That wasn't a person they were shooting at. It was an incident. It was a happening, uncontrollable. They had no idea what chaos could have came from this young man's arena. Then don't accept the authority to patrol that area if you're not ready for it. You see, they didn't think about the life. They don't care. And that's the sadness of it. And this man ain't gonna disappear. His family gonna miss him. You know what I'm saying? What do we do about it? When I heard people were in the street, that's when I started walking this direction. And I seen you guys out here, unafraid, allowing people to speak loudly about what's happening. So I wanted to walk in and feel it. I wanted to come down here and see the people. Tonight, when everyone else is fearing, they got their little wagons to collect the teams of people who dare stand up. I'll be here.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
I'm gonna play Santa right now.
Okay.
And this
I don't like Santa. But
No. This is my naughty list. This is my naughty list. Yes, please read my naughty list.
1984, Eleanor Bumpers in the Bronx. A 68-year-old grandmother with a mental illness lunged at an officer with a kitchen knife after they broke down her door. I do believe she's probably deceased. In 1996, Antoine Watson on Church Avenue, 18 bullets. These are metal projectiles launched at a ferocious speed to stop a fleshly body. 18 of them, shot from someone who's trained. Right, sat in a stolen car, reached for something. 18 shots followed that. They're scared. Get them off the job. They're afraid. They don't know what to do out here.
Continue.
Get them off the job. 1999, Amadou Diallo from the Bronx. Very famous incident. 19 plus bullets. We won't even try to count them. Said a wallet looked like a gun. They need glasses. They need new visual tests before they come out here and tell us what they see and then judge how they should react to what they see. In 1999, Jadon Bush from Brooklyn. 2 times he was shot, but the shells were found. What? A mentally ill man went after 6 officers with a hammer. Man, this is making me think. A hammer. You have to swing an arm. Like, they're not prepared. You're not prepared. As a member of the public, you claim to serve. I don't want you serving me no more because you don't know how to do so. In 2000, Patrick Dorisman, a man was shot, and he was asked by police to sell them marijuana. Ha, that's like entrapment, right? Sell me some weed. He might have felt the energy of like the undercover, so he changed his mind, and a fight ensued.
That was a friend of mine. He was playing music on the inside. He was a DJ.
Wow.
And he stepped outside to have a smoke.
And
Smoke
they
a
wanted to ask him
cigarette.
for weed because he black.
There you go.
Ain't y'all dirty? You know, rest in peace, brother. Return in power. 2006, Sean Bell was murdered in Queens. Hit 4 times, 50 shots, right? They thought the men in car had, stop thinking. They gotta go, bro, they gotta go. Damn, man. 2004, the Monty Stanberry in Bed-Stuy. The New York Police Department, their gun accidentally fired. Rest in peace, brother. 2012, Remelette Graham in the Bronx was murdered after the police chased him into a bathroom and shot him. In 2012, Ronaldo Cuevas was murdered in the Bronx. He was shot after running out of a bodega he was in, was being robbed. We laugh because we understand that death must instigate new life for us. They've been slaughtering our people, so we have to take that energy. You know, I don't want to be sad. We don't even know how to grieve. So we can't say we feel bad about his loss. No, we should be incited. Now, use his energy to fuel us. This is beautiful, all these candles. I don't know if people understand the symbolism of candles, you know, but it's beautiful they use them. You know, the biggest thing is when you look at a police officer, remember he is a public servant. And if he doesn't have service in his eyes, disregard him as a dead being because he's a puppet. And when certain things happen, he'll begin to operate. Doom, 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 doom. They got paperwork to fill out what happened later. You know, there's like templates for these incidences, you know, and no more. Too many beautiful young guys, brother. And it's on us. Wrong place, wrong time, no. Understand who they are, why they're here, and treat them like that. Don't run when you see them, look them in his face. If you're dirty, use your wisdom. Use your wisdom. These are my streets, these are your streets. So then understand that there's someone watching you operate within them. Come on, please. You know, we're gonna make an answer. We're gonna make an answer. And at the end of the day, I just want to say that, please, continue to do what you're doing, brother. Amen. Let the people speak. Don't be afraid to love. And this is my biggest thing. When the people are in the streets, if they're not afraid, they don't think we're serious. Amen. If they're not afraid, they don't think we're serious. So let's join together not to be serious to, see, they're the threat of violence. That's their only power, the threat of violence. We don't return that with the threat of violence because they don't care. That's how they get to let off their bullets. We're going to come together in that love vibration. And when it come down to the come down, we know we got the tactics necessary. But till then, we're just going to be seen together. You know? Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, brother. Peace and love, brother.
Yo, mad love to the family of the young man who was murdered. We love you, okay? We love you. We're gonna find a way to love y'all better out here so it don't happen no more.
What is your opinion just on the police in your neighborhood? When you see cops in your neighborhood, do you feel threatened or do you feel safe?
Most likely I can gladly say I feel threatened at times. But at the same time, safe, because I know they're doing their job and, you know, they want the environment to be secure.
H. Diggy here inside Church Avenue Hardware, talking to the owner and operator, someone who's been in the neighborhood for a great deal of time, about what's taking place and how, if at all, it's affecting her business. Good day. Your name is?
Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
How are you?
All right, so talk to us about the recent happenings and how it's impacted your ability, if at all, to do business.
It's affecting the business slightly, and you know, we're in fear of certain things getting raided and everything, but I mean, we're holding our own.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you've been in this community how long?
36 years.
Right. Now, in those 36 years, have you ever experienced anything like this?
No.
What do you think is behind all of this? What do you think is the causation? Do you think it's the frustration of the people, the inactiveness or activity of the police, the insensitivity of the police, or a combination of things?
It's a combination of things, but I think when push comes to shove, this is a community that they all come together to get their word out, and they're trying to make a point.
Now, I'm sure you have siblings, cousins, maybe nieces, nephews. I don't know if you're a parent. But just as another human being, you know, to see somebody that young, 7 shots and not one fired back, how does that make you feel?
I feel like it was unnecessary.
What's up, New York? H. Diggy here at the corner of, we're at 53rd and Church Avenue. As you can see, you know, they're amassing across the street. We see officers on horseback as they get ready, you know, for crowd control. What's the purpose of a horse in our neighborhood at this particular juncture, if not to control the crowd, trample on people? In some ways, it's like the slavery days when they used to chase us down when we escaped the plantation. You know, not much has changed, you know. It's only the date on the clock and the page on the calendar. So we're going to go try to talk to Reverend Terry Lee in a little minute, but we thought we'd just, you know, share this vision with you. If you were here for peace and protection, you don't bring instruments of death, destruction, and of aggravation to the community.